Hey YouTube, Elite Legionary right here, bringing you a extended Greek mod Rome Total War battle here to sort of celebrate the release of the 8th faction for Rome 2, which is the Ptolemaic Empire. So I am playing as the Ptolemaic Empire here, seeing as this mod actually has them as they should be. And I thought it'd be cool to showcase a mod as well, just for fun. I've been thinking about doing it for a while, so you know. I will show you the units here. I have most of my line, 5 units of these gold Mashimoi Phalangites. These guys are the mainstay infantry for the Ptolemaic Empire, main pipeline basically. This is your main line. 3 units of these cleric Phalangites here, which are a slightly more better version, but they're not the best. They're best infantry, probably pike infantry or phalanx unit available to the Ptolemies, but they're certainly not the best in this mod. I have 2 units of these cleric heavy cavalry. These guys are like Macedonian cavalry, just with the Egyptian feel. And I have 2 units of these Basilican Guard cavalry. This one's got my general in it, and I must admit he is a very awesome looking general. If you want to get a close up of him there, very cool. The other 2 are just on the other flank. I got 4 units of Nubian bowmen. They're gold attack. Everything else is gold except these guys, which are gold attack. So they're just like the Nubians from regular Rome, except just an archer variant. And the most elite units I've got here are these Basilican Guard, which fight in the overhand irregular hoplite formation. These guys are an extremely elite unit available to the Ptolemies. Very good, one of the best in the game for sure in the mod. My opponent is the Seleucid Empire. Went with the Seleucids because it's a classical matchup. These two had a great deal of classical fights with one another throughout history, and I'll just pause it quickly while I outline their forces. So that's why I went with them. Their forces consist of 5 units of standard Phalangites, just basic phalanx pikemen Phalangites. They're elite here, the Agarispade Phalangites. Agarispades just means silver shield, so they're silver shield pikemen, but they look a bit different. They've got proper muscle armour, it looks very cool. 4 regular archers, badge gold attack, everything else is gold by the way. The cavalry consists of 2 units of these heteroi here. Here's a better look at them, heteroi. Heteroi is companion cavalry, so it's just the companion cavalry. Those are on this flank, and the other 2 flanks possess 2 units of cataphracts, so they have a cavalry advantage that way. Their infantry are 2 units of these legionnaires, so they're a bit like Silver Shield Legionnaires, but they're not Silver Shield Legionnaires, they're just standard legionnaires in this one. There is Silver Shield Legionnaires though, but they're only 50 men per unit, they're quite elite. And 2 units of these Thorkatai heavy spearmen, which are throw peeler or javelins I suppose, great against cav and infantry, so very good versatile unit there. So that's a Seleucid force. So over here I'm just going to surround this unit of cataphracts here, and I'm going to want to showcase these guys, Basilican Guard. They are so excellent in this game. I demonstrate, look at these guys, they're holding down a unit of Legionnaires and a Legion of Thorkatai, both of which are excellent heavy infantry I'll add, and they still managing to win the fight. They're just one of the best in the game. Not the best, but one of the best. Excellent unit. Very fun. So these are Agarispade Legionnaires, pikemen are definitely better than my guys, but because they're in such crappy formation due to their CPU, they're not doing that well. But ordinarily they would most certainly beat my Phalangites, but I've got more numbers down, and I've kept my cohesion a lot better for the most part. Reason I did this is I thought, other people have done it. I thought I might as well give something like this a go. It could be fun. In all honesty though, guys, when I saw that they released the Ptolemies first, I was slightly disappointed. I prefer the Seleucid Empire. I'm really glad the Ptolemies are represented properly, going to be represented properly rather. I mean, Egypt was interesting and different variety to have in Rome Total War, true enough, but it was a really overpowered and annoying faction, and I've had many annoying defeats at the hands of this real annoying Egyptian chariot span, and I'm sure many of you know what I'm talking about, so I'm glad that's not coming back. So, I mean, look at these Basilicans, this is so good. Look at this, they're holding down like 3 units there and still coming out on top, so they're just amazing. But anyway, I thought it'd be fun to do a video like this, and I was wondering what you guys thought. I reckon they'll probably end up doing they said they were only going to do 8 factions, so I don't know, I hope that's not true. I hope they change their minds, because if they only do 8 factions, it means we're not going to see There's a nice Roman angle there, which throughout these legionnaires. I'm outflanking on this flank, but I'm starting to get pretty banged up on this flank, so I'm outflanked. I think they'll end up doing like a DLC for the Seleucids, which I think is not a good idea. The Seleucids are an absolute must faction. They're a major military power of this time period. So are the Ptolemies, and I think both of them have to be in the regular version. They both have to be. I think that's Parthia, Ptolemies and Seleucids for the Eastern powers. I think that's excellent. I understand them what they're doing, trying to go with a small number of very, very well designed factions, but personally I would prefer to have probably about 12 factions, not 8. I think Armenia, Pontus and Scythia need to be in there as well, and Iberian tribes would be cool too if they could manage it, but a lot of the stuff I guess they'll do with DLC. I personally don't like DLC because I just prefer the old classic buy the expansion pack. I mean, I don't have easy access to DLC stuff, so I'll probably have to either wait a very long time before I can get access to it, or I won't get it at all. So it's going to be really disappointing for me, which is probably why I'm not in favour of it. And I really hope they don't DLC the Seleucid Empire, because the Seleucids, as you know, are my second favourite faction after the Julii and Standard Rome, and they were so good in regular Rome with their such great variety. And it'd be really disappointing if they didn't just bring them in the original, but I have a feeling they will, because I mean DLC's become a pretty big deal. I mean, like with Shogun 2, because I can't do DLC stuff easily. I miss out on like all the cool extra units and stuff, which is disappointing. So I'll have to just, hopefully I can sort something out for it, otherwise I will miss out, and that's not cool. So anyway, in this battle on my left flank I get beaten pretty bad, which is interesting actually, because the better units of the Seleucids are on my right, and I actually won that, but I had more numbers down on the right, I guess. But these Mashimoy Phalangites are not very good, not compared to standard phalanxes. These cleric ones are not too bad, but no match for either of the units really that the Seleucids were packing. These cataphracts are tough, and you may notice, guys, how long this fight is taking. Even when totally outflanked units are doing stay in the fight forever. It's because every unit in this mod has 2 hit points, like the Spartans did in regular Rome, so fights take ages. You don't have to have that on though, you can turn it off. I do and I don't like the fights being this long. If I were going to reinstall it, I'd give them only 1 hit point, because 1 hit point is it's just like the fights are more longer than the two short fights that were in regular Rome, but they're not so long as they don't go on forever. So 1 hit point would probably be quite a good idea. But as it is, this settings give all units 2 hit points, even like these archers 2 hit points. So the fights take ages. It's kind of cool. It just depends on, when you like campaign, it gets a bit irritating. But for fun battles like this, it's actually quite good. So I went with the Syrian Flats Map because I thought, Syria would be a location these two fought over many times historically, so it would be a good idea to play it on this map. It's a really good mod, guys. It is a very good mod. So if you want, I'll put a link in the description for you. It's not too difficult to install at all. It is a very good mod, and this actually chances to be a heroic victory, which is pretty epic.
No man can take any credit from you for the crushing of your foes.
But then again, the CPU's crap. So I had 1,681 men, 1,251 kills, and 1,041 left. 1,881 for Captain Panitos, and he had 242 kills and 128 left. So here's a stat if you want to have a look. Basilican Guard, 222 for this unit, 106 for this. Look, barely any casualties. An amazing unit. And they're not the best in the game in this mod either. I mean, the Spartans are friggin' incredible in this game. Urban Cohort, no, they do still exist in this mod, but they've been way nerfed, so they're represented properly. So I mean, if you're a stickler for realism, this mod is actually pretty good that way, while still being kind of like the original Rome, so it's not too much of a step for you. Basilican Guard Cav, not too bad, but I mean those cataphracts are quite a bit tougher. And I mean, if you look at these cleric phalangites, they did probably the best, but these, it was sort of pretty even on the phalanx fight, mostly because the AI formed up really terribly. But if it formed up properly, it would have been pretty hard, I suspect. So anyway, guys, be interesting to see what your thoughts are on the new factions for Rome 2. Do you are you a Ptolemy fan or you're a Seleucid fan? I'm more of a Seleucid fan. I like the Ptolemies, but I would have preferred the Seleucids first. So I'm hoping they go further than 8 factions. Whether they do, I don't know. But I really would like to see the Seleucids in the original. But in my opinion, they'll probably end up doing all the other factions through DLC or whatever else. So we'll see. And I mean, hope you enjoyed this little tidbit thing, and if you want, I'll put the I will put the link to this mod in my description there, so just click the description and click it in there and it'll take you to the Total War homepage. It's a fairly easy mod to install. Just follow the instructions and go on. It is very fun. Campaigns are really in depth. They take a long time to do, so you need to, if you've got time to do them, but they're a lot of fun. But the battles take longer too, so everything's a bit more realistic and fun. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this little video. Leave your comments, your discussions about Rome 2 and the factions and the thing, and I'll be interested to hear what you have to say. So anyway guys, hope you enjoyed, and see you soon next time.